a Robin Banks Productions, baby.
Yeah, it's the underground, it's the underground, it's the underground, it's the underground. You better pass, you better run, and that's your ass, boy, you done. It's the underground, it's the underground, yeah, it's the underground, it's the underground. You better pass, you better run, and that's your ass, boy, you done. Move the sticks, first down. You better not step out of bounds. You don't really want it, but you really need it. It's the underground, man, we undefeated. Michael Jackson couldn't beat it, fourth down, couldn't reach it, man, your squad about to lose it. Go ahead and face the music, flip the coin, you still lost. Pay the cost to beat the bars, turn your motherfucking lights off. Yeah, CTE, these niggas can't see me. Got your head fucked up, got the game locked up, and it's over for your ass. First down, you better pass. You know what it is, you ain't gotta ask. It's the underground, it's the underground, yeah, it's the underground, yeah, it's the underground. You better pass, you better run, and that's your ass. Yeah. When you done, it's the underground, yeah. It's the underground, yeah, it's the underground, yeah. It's the underground. You better pass, you better run, and that's your ass. When you done,
yeah, you know what it is, baby. You know what time it is, baby. Sunday evening, baby. About an hour before the NBA championship. You know what it is right now. It's the underground. We live. So call into the show 412-407-2744. Talk what you know. Let me know your opinion. You know what I'm saying? It's your boy Filthy Rich, man. Hey, I got some NBA championship, of course, to talk. We're going to talk a little bit of NHL. Hey, I got some college football talk for y'all, too, man. Don't forget that the college football season is coming up even before the NFL season, man. So let's get hyped for that. You know what I'm saying? We ain't leaving no football out. And we gonna talk about it, baby. So yeah, it is what it is, man. Tune in. Best show in the city. Best show in my city. Best show in your city. Let's get it. Yeah. Okay. It's the Underground Sports Show, baby. Alright. Appreciate you. If you're in the house watching the show, man, of course, don't forget to hit the like button. If you're new, hit the subscribe button. We need all the love we can get around here, man. Spread these wings, you know what I'm saying? But we got to start with the NBA championship because why? We got game 2 in about an hour, right? What time is it? 7:09. So yeah, tip off supposed to be 8 o'clock. And let's see what he do, man. I mean, it's turning into must watch TV because of course the Indiana Pacers win game 1 with the upset like I called. You know what I'm saying? I knew it. Didn't look too promising in the game. Was I doubting myself through the game? Yes, I was. But at the end of the day, my man Halliburton comes through and win games 1 in upset fashion. Now, do I think they'll win game 2? That's risky, man. I'm going to predict from the door. I'm predicting OKC today, man. I think OKC come back with a little vengeance because I definitely don't think OKC's no punks. Even though I think Indiana is going to win this whole series now because they stole game 1. And they have the confidence at this point to do it. I think OKC is going to come back strong and hard today and win this game, but barely. It's going to be another tight game. If it ain't a tight game, it's going to be a blowout. Nothing in the middle, all right? One of the two to me. And let's see what else we got with this game. I mean, I still think it's an Indiana win if they come out of this a 1-1 tie in Oklahoma City. Oklahoma City's been the best team all year. 68 wins. If they can come out 1-1 and going back home for 2 games in Indiana, that's great for them. If Indiana can get 2 wins at the crib and be up 3-1 coming back to OKC, OKC is definitely in jeopardy. Definitely in jeopardy. But Indiana at least have to win 1 game back at home in Indiana. And then it turns into a 3-game series, and you never know what's going to happen. I'm pretty sure most people will still be confident in OKC if it's a 3-game series with 2 games at home in Oklahoma. But still, I got a feeling Halliburton going to be pulling it out like he's been doing it all year. That's just the feeling I got, man. All right, we're going to get past that because, hey, at 8 o'clock, we'll all be watching it and see what's going to happen. Here we go. reconnection. All right, so NHL took a little break. They don't play until tomorrow night at 8 o'clock, which will give you something to do on Monday night. I'm telling you, watch the hockey. Watch Stanley Cup Championship. The first two games both went into overtime. A lot of hitting, a lot of scrapping, a lot of scoring. First game was won, I think, 4-3. Hold up, don't let me get it wrong. First game was, of course, overtime, like I said. Let's get to it. Where's it at? There we go. Yeah, game one ended. Hey, where's it at? Oh, let me refresh this. My bad. That's why. Okay, game one ended. Where's the link showing? Okay, yeah. 4-3 Oilers in overtime. And, okay. Reconnection successful. We still live. Let's go. Alright. My bad here, man. Sometimes internet just be cutting up, man. I had a good little streak of where I had no problems, and I've been doing the same thing, but I don't see what's going on today. Alright. Like I said, that's NHL hockey. Gotta watch that, and gotta watch the NBA championship tonight, man. It's gonna be a good one. Alright, so here's breaking news that I just seen today, because I've been worried about this guy right here and what was going to happen with this dude. Definitely was a great NBA player. I'm sorry, not NBA player, but NFL player so far. My man Nick Chubb. All right, here's the report that I just seen hours ago. Didn't even really get to read over the story, but former All-Pro running back Nick Chubb reportedly expected to sign with the Texans. If all goes well with a physical, Nick Chubb is expected to sign with the Houston Texans. That's according to the NFL Network's Ian Rappaport. You know, he's the guy, so you know it's probably true. Who reported on Sunday that Chubb is expected to sign with the Texans on Monday, pending physical. A contract with the Texans will provide a fresh start for Chubb after knee and foot injuries limited him to 10 games over the course of prior 2 seasons. Chubb suffered a devastating knee injury. We all see that here in Pittsburgh because he suffered that from Minka Fitzpatrick right before the goal line too. The repair of the torn ACL games of the 2023 season and first 6 games of 2024 campaign. All right, that's what he missed out on. Chubb returned to play 8 games in 2024 before a broken foot suffered against the Kansas City Chiefs, the team that he's going to. All right, the team that he's going to already has a 1,000-yard back on it. You know, Joe Mixon. He just got not traded but went there in free agency. Now you got another big free agent in Nick Chubb joining that backfield. They got a dynamic duo if Nick Chubb can get back to form. Now, how do you split the ball up? I'm guessing Mixon will get most of the carries because he looks like he's going to be the most healthiest player out of these two. But Nick Chubb's only 29 years old, and he plans on getting a few more years in. You know what I'm saying? So let's see, man. I seen him lifting some weights the other day, doing some clean presses. And he was looking good to me doing that. You know what I mean? When it comes to your legs, that's a lot of legs when you're doing exercises like that. So he looks like he's in good shape. The Texans definitely can use some firepower. Anybody in the NFL right now can use firepower. There's no team that should run away from firepower. I mean, me as a Steelers fan, I definitely was talking about signing Nick Chubb for a goal line back, for the experience in the backfield, because we don't know what we're going to get out of this rookie Caleb Johnson talk. But you know what you got with Nick Chubb. All right. Other than the injuries, you definitely know what you got, man. An all-pro player. And yeah, man, match him up with C.J. Stroud and Joe Mixon, and hey, that's a 1-2 punch that we might fear this year. So I had to fill y'all in on that. All right, other trade talks too. Kyle Pitts, speaking about Pittsburgh Steelers, they're having a lot of trade talks with Kyle Pitts. All right, the report is that this is also from Rappaport. The Steelers made phone calls to the Falcons about tight end Kyle Pitts. Now we all know the Steelers been looking for a tight end. They were interested in Jonnu Smith, and that kind of went in and out. You know what I mean? I can't really think of the other tight end. I think they had a tight end. They brought, what's his name? Parham in from San Diego, well, no, Los Angeles, wanted to call them the San Diego Chargers, but Los Angeles Chargers, and he got hurt. So that's why the Steelers are so interested in a tight end right now. So Kyle Pitts seems to be the next choice. He's got a long history with Aaron Smith. He was his head coach down in Atlanta, and Aaron Smith loves his 2 tight end set. The only problem with this, looking at it from a Steelers fan, is like Kyle Pitts wasn't the biggest, target in the world. And what I mean by that is like not his size or his frame or nothing like that, of course, but he just didn't have the success they were supposed to have coming out of Florida, such a high draft pick. All right. And Aaron Smith kind of took a lot of the blame for that too. So to match him up with a guy that he really wasn't too successful with is a little bit sketchy. But he did have his years, man. I'm pretty sure. It says as a rookie, Pitts broke the 1,000-yard barrier. His numbers since then haven't matched the mark. In 2022, he battled injuries, and over the past 2 years, he's hovered around 650-yard range. All right? I mean, you can take that from a tight end, though. You put him with a better quarterback like Aaron Rodgers, you never know. In 2023, Pitts caught 47 passes for 602 yards and a touchdown and 4 touchdowns. During their time together, there were equal parts blame on Arthur Smith, like I said, for not maximizing Kyle Pitts, and Pitts for not locking in and not playing to his potential. So, I think it was a lot of both of them too. I think Kyle Pitts is a very good prospect, though. I mean, with his wide receiver frame, but tight end size, it's hard not for him not to get a job, or people not to think maybe I can do something with that. We all know Dwayne Washington ain't panning out for some reason, man. None of us can put a finger on it. But it's just not working out for the Steelers, not getting the ball enough for whatever reason. You can blame it on the coaches, or maybe you could say, maybe Dwayne Washington ain't the best route runner. Maybe he ain't got no speed. Maybe he ain't open. Who knows, man? But because that's just a hard one to figure out. We could argue about that all day. But Kyle Pitts, I think, would be an asset. How much would we have to do to trade for him would be the question to make most Steeler fans probably agree or not agree with it. We don't want to give up too much for Kyle Pitts. I'd say nothing more than like a 5th round pick, or would you go as high as a 4th round pick? I don't think we're going to say 3rd round pick, because we both know George Pickens and DK Metcalf went for 3rd round picks. So we don't want to put Kyle Pitts on that level, of course. So that would be definitely a reach. Maybe 4th round pick would still be a reach, but we shall see. We got a lot of picks to mess around with, and I think you got to give Aaron Rodgers the most to work with as he can to get the most out of Aaron Rodgers, right? He's 41 years old. It's time to build around him. You know what I mean? We got to take a play, take it out of the Denver Broncos playbook in like 1998 and 97 when they was going back-to-back champs. John Elway was still an experienced quarterback, great quarterback up here, but he just didn't have it in his physical body anymore. I mean, he could still sling the ball and get it to where he needed to get it to, but he wasn't moving around like he could. And they made sure they got a good defense and surrounded him with all types of weapons. So I think that's what the Steelers need to do, is to take that report. Rodgers, I got some more Aaron Rodgers stuff coming up for you, you know what I'm saying? But we're going to get into some college football like I promised y'all earlier, man. But before that, let's talk about my man Puka Nacua, because I was talking about Puka Nacua the other day and how he's wearing number 12 now. And I figured, out of respect, because it happened so quickly, there was no news about it, that out of respect, he just gave his number 17 to Davante Adams, right? Well, that wasn't the case, all right? So, anyway, what happened was he gave up his number on his own because he already planned on changing numbers to number 12. I guess that was an old number of his. He couldn't get it when he got there. And I'm going to let y'all hear from him.
I was already planning to switch to 12. So, you got to file the paperwork and stuff like that. They got to buy out your jerseys and stuff like that. I'm like, I was still a 5th round pick. I'm like, it's would be $500,000 to switch your jersey. I'm like, I think you forgot when I got drafted. I was like, I don't got that type of money. I was like, for a jersey number? No, that's not. I'm like, no. So you fill out the paperwork, had to wait a whole year. So this year was like, I was going to be going to number 12. And it's like, we signed Davante Adams and everybody's like, yo, what are you about to do? And I'm like, man, if I would have waited,
You would've
If I
waited.
would have waited like 3 more weeks, like I would have got it. At
Could have
least,
came up 500.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
What'd you do for 7?
All right, man. So that's Puka Nakua on a podcast talking about how he lost out on $500,000, giving up his number shortly prior to Devontae Adams coming to the team. So you heard him say Devontae Adams got the 17 for the free ski. If he would have held on to it a little longer, but he wanted that number 12 so bad. He don't make a lot of money, he said, but eventually, I guess he made the Ducats to do it, to buy out all his old number 17 jerseys from the NFL, and boom, it backfired, man. You know what I'm saying? He could have had 500 stacks from Devontae Adams. I mean, that's a maybe, but maybe he could have juiced a couple dollars at least, but he gave it up for the free ski, man. So I had to revert back to that because I was saying how Devontae was looking sweet in his 17 for the Rams, and he got it for the free. That's crazy, man. Sometimes you gotta be a little more patient, man. Or sometimes, that number 17 is what got you there, bro. You should have held on to that. That's what I was thinking, man. I mean, I know that wasn't the number you was in love with, but that's the number that got you to, your all-pro status. Maybe you should have kept it for a little longer. Could have got the stacks out of it. All right, man. What's up next? I got a little bit of baseball for y'all next. Tell me y'all seen this right here. Ryan Weathers is his name. Pitcher for... Not that. Pitcher for the Florida Marlins. All right. So here go. There's the video. And let me just let y'all watch it, boy. As you can see the title, man, struck in the head. But watch how this go down.
Hit by a baseball.
Bang.
Oh my goodness. Nick Fortes just hit Ryan Weathers in the head on his throw down to second.
And he turns around right off the top of the head. Whoa, gosh.
Well, and you feel bad for Nick Fortes because he must be feeling awful. What on earth just happened?
Yeah, a lot of times when you throw that last pitch, if you get 8 pitches out there, and then once you make that last one, when you tell the catcher to throw it down, you turn around and just assume that...
Ooh, he look like he all right, though, man. But damn.
It's not funny, but...
Don't be in the line of sight. Look how you ain't paying attention.
Off the top of the head.
Woo!
Gosh.
Something my pops always tell me is to keep your head on the swivel, man, at all times, man. And we say at all times, it mean at all times, bro. All times you gotta keep your head on the swivel because you never know what's coming at you, man. He expected the catcher. He got back up and threw some more pitches with the warm-up, and I guess he pitched in the game, but damn. Ryan Weathers getting hit with a baseball in the head, that hurts. Baseball is one of them dangerous sports where even if you're in the crowd, you better pay attention to that ball. You better know where it's at all time because if it hits you, it's always coming fast. That baseball never moves slow, whether it's coming off a bat, whether it's coming off of somebody's arm. That ball ain't never moving slow. So one thing about baseball, everybody, thinks baseball is an easy sport, and there's a lot of fear out there in baseball, man. Because baseball, you can get hit in the face with a ball. No matter if you're trying to catch a ground ball, no matter if you play at first base and somebody's firing at you from third base, or if you're standing in the pitcher's, in the batter's box, and somebody's throwing at you 90 miles per hour, you gotta fear that motherfucking ball. Ain't no way around it, man. Ain't no way around it. All right, so like I said, we're gonna get into some college sports, but before that, we're gonna get into some quick little high school sports before we even go to college. All right, so this is a local story, man, that I gotta talk about. I'm sure some of y'all out there, the gurus, the high school gurus, already know about this kid right here. Like I said, local kid out in McKeesport, Mon Valley style, committed to Penn State. His name is Keymon Spell. If you ain't down with Keymon Spell, man, you got to get down, bro. You got to get down with the phenom, the young Keymore Spell, man. All right, so let me just go ahead and read the story to you real quick. Penn State camp highlights of nation's top running back, Nittany Lions commit Keymore Spell. Now, he's been committed to the Penn State since a freshman, man. I know a few of his peoples, you know what I'm saying? And I've been watching him for 2 years now, because I love to see a young running back, because, you know, be that good, because you can just smell it. You can see the success of them. When something about certain players, if you gonna make it to the NFL, it don't take long to see it. You can almost, you know, and all you can do from there is just screw it up. You know what I'm saying? But you can see from the door if a guy got it or not. All right. So Penn State carries a commitment from the top-ranked 2027 running back recruit Keymore Spell. Yes, he is the #1 running back in the country, right here in their backyard in the Pittsburgh area. All right. He returned to Happy Valley on Sunday for the Elite Showcase Camp, working under the direction of Nittany Lions position coach Stan Drayton. All right. So Keymore carries a commitment from the top-ranked 2022 running back and composite 5-star recruit Keymore Spell at McKeesport High School. He returned to Happy Valley Sunday, and he repeat the same thing. I can't wait to meet him and build my connection and work with him. That's what the coach is saying, all right? So the parts I wanted to get to, though, is coming up here, is saying that hold on, let me go back. All right. Consider in his class as the number 14 overall talent and the #1 running back in the 247 sports ranking. Spell rushed for nearly 1,700 yards and 24 touchdowns last season as a sophomore. So this dude, Keymore Spell, is coming back for his not senior year, but junior year, bro. As a sophomore, ran for 1,700 yards and 24 touchdowns. And I remember in his freshman year, they used to only give him the ball like 3 times, and he had like a $149. I used to be like, won't they just get a boy the ball? But they was probably saving him, make sure he didn't get a, career-ending injury or nothing like that early in his career in high school, because I think they just, like I said, they can smell the blood in the water. You know what I'm saying? They knew. All right, reconnected again, man. I have all types of. So, I'm definitely going to do it, and I'm advising y'all to do it, man. It ain't that far away. Get out there to McKeesport High School, even if you got to take a long ride. Keymore Spell is worth the watch. I just had to praise my man, because what this story really showed me is that he's the #1 running back recruit in the whole country. And he still got 2 years to play in high school. That shit's crazy. Can you skip a year of high school these days? But they got all these crazy rules out here, man. I wouldn't be surprised, man. And I wouldn't be surprised if this young man was picking up some type of NIL deal before the season even starts, man. In high school. That shit is crazy, man. Well, shout out to Keymore Spell. You know what I'm saying? Without a doubt. Rogers, man. We gonna stop hating for a minute. Just for the day. Man, y'all can go back to hating tomorrow. And then we got to stop hating once the season starts, of course, because we got to be true Steeler fans, right? But we're going to talk about the positive things that Aaron Rodgers can bring to Pittsburgh, all right? So let's talk about it, man. Call into the show. Just tell me what you know. But we're going to have time, man. We'll be right back, all right? Ow. Yeah. It's halftime. It's halftime. I'll be right back. It's halftime. It's halftime. It ain't over yet. It's halftime. It's halftime. I'll be right back. It's halftime. It's halftime. It ain't over yet. It ain't over till it's over. Pull back, run you over. It's the halftime show. We need a turnover. Pick 6. It's your boy Filthy Rich. Turn me up in this bitch. Hit the like button. That's the right button. Call in to the show if you know something, but you probably know nothing. Not my fault that you're playing for the wrong team, wrong scheme. Struck you out like Paul schemes. It was all a dream. never gonna win a thing. Nah. Yeah, you know what it is. It's halftime. It's halftime. I'll be right back. It's halftime. It's halftime. I'll be right back. It's halftime. It's halftime. I'll be right back. It's halftime. It's halftime. It ain't over yet. Yeah, you know what it is, man. It's the Underground, man. We live 412-407-2744. Call into the show. Tell me what you know. Wow, yeah. That was halftime, baby. It's the Underground. Yep. All right, man. Like I said, I'll be talking some Aaron Rodgers, man. But I got to fill us up on some college football a little bit, too. But let's get into this Aaron Rodgers thing real quick, man. Because I ain't going to leave y'all hanging on that. You know what I'm saying? Get into this how I feel and what looks positive about Aaron Rodgers being here with the Pittsburgh Steelers, all right? So, let's look into it, man. First thing I really think is important is the contract, all right? The contract, you know, at first I heard $20 million, and it's way less than that, man. It wound up being $13.5 million, $10 million guaranteed. Aaron Rodgers basically stood up to his promise saying that he would play NFL football for $10 million. And the Steelers, you know they biting on that. That leaves us room to sign other people we need to make this team better. And you can't hate on Aaron Rodgers for that, right? Now, how many options did he have? I don't know. But one option he did have is he could have just went home. He could have just went home. And he didn't. He played for that $10 million like he said he was. And that was that, all right? So that's number one, man. Number two, Hall of Fame talent arm still, right? This guy's got after he gets out, after he retires, after his 5 years. So, you know, when you're looking at what we got behind him as in Mason Rudolph, which I thought deserved the chance, doesn't mean he's even close to better than Aaron Rodgers, all right? And then, of course, Skylar Thompson's not even in the question. But then you look at everybody complained about, you know, what we let go and Justin Fields. Of course, that goes back to the contract situation because Justin Fields is making more money than Aaron Rodgers. You rather have a Justin Fields who's been the same guy for, you know, 6 years now that isn't even close to being on a Hall of Fame trajectory for more money? Nah, and the Steelers thought the same. So he definitely ain't got more arm talent than Aaron Rodgers. And the other guy we let go who's on the other team in New York, Russell Wilson, he definitely don't got the arm talent that Aaron Rodgers got either. Even though Russell Wilson is definitely a borderline Hall of Famer for his winning, not really his arm talent, all right? So to me, we win there too with the arm talent that we're bringing to town. You can't, you just got to take the bias side of your head right now because it is what it is. Like I said, let's look positive about Aaron Rodgers. Then we talking about what's positive about Aaron Rodgers so we can move on, all right? We can get our minds right for the season. So, another thing, when we talk about arm talent, when we talk about talent period, somewhere where the Steelers have struggled in is red zone offense. Ever since Ben Roethlisberger was an old man to Mitch Trubisky, Kenny Pickett, even Mason Rudolph, Russell Wilson, Justin Fields, we struggle in the red zone. We kicking too many goddamn field goals. And I expect Aaron Rodgers to level up that red zone just because of the knowledge in his head. to level up that red zone offense. No matter who the fucking coach is, no matter what play is called, I'm expecting Aaron Rodgers, with his quarterback knowledge, to find players in the end zone when we're in the red zone. Okay? I'm expecting that. When you got a DK Metcalf, when you got a Freiermuth, when you got a Jalen Warren who's nice out of the backfield when it comes to passing the ball and getting it to him, all those type of players should be threats in the red zone when you got a quarterback like an Aaron Rodgers with the knowledge of an Aaron Rodgers at 41 years old. All right. So that's what I'm looking like as a positive when it comes to red zone offense. Our red zone offense should be much better. And that's really what, my question is about here, which really should have asked y'all a while ago. But how many TDs will Rodgers throw this season? Last year, he threw 28 touchdowns, 11 interceptions. We're not going to worry about the interceptions. But if he threw 11 interceptions this year, I would take that. I don't want to see more than that. But I got a feeling they will be down this year. I feel like he had to press for New York. I think the Steelers will play better defense than New York. Everybody want to talk up the Jets defense every year, and they just turn out to be shit every year. And there's still people talking about the Jets had a better defense than the Steelers, and nah, I don't believe it. I don't believe it. Especially on the consistency level. Over the years. They've been talking Jets defense for a while, but they just ain't been the same for a long time. They never live up to the hype. They can have maybe better players like they got, what's his name? The cornerback they got, what they call him, Sauce Gardner, yeah. You know, they got a cat like that. We don't got a Sauce Gardner, but we got solid players that know what they're supposed to be. And they play within a scheme. And I'm telling you, that's a rare scheme that we got here in Pittsburgh. That should be able to support Aaron Rodgers. All right, so I'm thinking Aaron Rodgers might be able to throw more than 28 touchdowns for the Steelers. If he did that with the Jets, with Garrett Wilson, and is really his number one receiver, I don't see why DK Metcalf can't have a good year. Jalen Warren can't catch a couple touchdowns out of the backfield. Pat Freiermuth, like I mentioned earlier, can't catch a couple touchdowns in the red zone. Shit, let's get Dwayne Washington in the game. We looking for another tight end. Maybe Kyle Pitts will come to town and make it happen. We still looking for a number 2 wide receiver. Don't look like it's going to be Gabe Davis. I actually think Aaron Rodgers will be better with Amari Cooper, a better route runner. That's just me. Or Keenan Allen, a guy that's always open. Once you got Aaron Rodgers, I think that's the type of guy you need, man, because Aaron Rodgers is going to want you to be dependable and be where you're supposed to be. That's what he's going to expect from people. So that's also a positive, right? That's also a positive. And that's on my list here, too. That, that he can't call an audible, that shit ain't going to happen. He's not bound down to that shit right there. You really think Aaron Rodgers will take that disrespect like you seen George Pickens give Russell Wilson? I just think you bring a lot of respectability to the position when you bring in Aaron Rodgers in, okay? Nobody is going to disrespect Aaron Rodgers because once the season starts and once the bullets start flying, nobody's going to care about his politics. Nobody's going to care that he be going on retreats on Mars and all that shit like that. Nobody's going to give a fuck, man. They want to know what Aaron Rodgers can do for them. And Aaron Rodgers is going to expect you to do the same for him. And if you're not, he's going to say something about it. Whether you're a player or you're a coach. All right? The next positive thing, he's here now. He's here for minicamp. He didn't wait till training camp. He didn't delay the process. Now, what I heard is he had, a loyal handshake with the Steelers that, look, man, I got some personal issues going on. And if you guys can wait until I handle my personal issues, I'm definitely coming to town. And if my personal issues get worse, I might not come. But it's up to you guys to be patient. Now, the other part of it was, if you're patient enough, I'll be here by minicamp. So all the hoopla you're hearing on the news and shit like that, don't worry about it. If things get handled for me, I'll be here. That's what I heard. With the respect from the players like I was just talking about. And, you know, the offensive scheme, right? Getting that right. So we shall see. And number two, shit, I'm on like number, 7. The next positive thing about Aaron Rodgers being here is our schedule. All right, so let's take a look. Here we go with our Steelers schedule again right here. Of course, we start off with the Jets. So, the beginning of the season just shows you how Aaron Rodgers will be motivated by revenge. And that's what we want out of Aaron Rodgers, right? He will be motivated by revenge. It is, you know, didn't Tupac say it? Nothing more than getting revenge and getting pussy, right? Nothing better. Two greatest feelings. So why not, Steelers fans, use this to our advantage? For substituting for a Justin Fields? He's feeling disrespectful, man. Then you got game 2. That's DK Metcalf's get back game. You think, you know, hey, look, you just played hard for me so I can get my get back. Let's go 2-0, beating your old team. I didn't want you no more. Let's go. Here, out of Michigan, who people think he wasn't the greatest quarterback anyway in college. They dissed Aaron Rodgers for him. Also, this is his old division. We already know Aaron Rodgers feels like he owns that division. So let's go. We got motivation all the way through game 4. Then we get to a bye week, man. Kick your feet up real quick and relax. I wish it was a little later. But, man, we should be able to have a nice little vacation coming back from Ireland. So we should be at least 3-1 after these 4 games here. All right? Just really didn't hear much noise. But, hey, they going with some bums, you know what I'm saying? They could have used the Aaron Rodgers. Chargers, Bengals really don't got to do much. But then you got the Bears. Everybody know they all hate Aaron Rodgers. So that's automatically not much of a revenge, but a rival just for Aaron Rodgers in his head. In his famous words, I own you. I own you. All right? So, next game up, Buffalo. Everybody's calling Aaron Rodgers old man. What can he do? Let's go against Josh Allen, one of the young boys. See if he can handle that. All right, then, you know, it gets tough. Ray got to take the bias out of it. Got to do it. Is he better than Fields, Russ, or... Got to do it. Is he better than Fields, Russ, or Rudolph? Of course. That's my next positive thing about Aaron Rodgers. Yeah, he's better than Justin Fields for sure. Yeah, he's better than Mason Rudolph. Mason Rudolph might be more of a future, but that's a question mark. But we just talked about arm talent. We just talked about knowledge of the game. We just talked about revenge tour.